Hello, Broncos fans. Things are hot behind the scenes at the Denver Broncos, and I'm going to tell you everything that's going on. But first, make sure to hit the like button if you've been a Denver Broncos fan for over 15 years. It's great to see fans of all ages. Maximum respect to you. Before I start, I want to ask you a question. Do you think Bo Nix should stay with the Broncos in 2025? If yes, write, stay Bo Nix. If no, write, we need a better quarterback. Sean Payton's team raised a lot of expectations among Denver Broncos fans, and we almost made it further in the playoffs. Now, this offseason, a lot of things are happening, and I'm going to tell you all about it. One of the most critical developments is the possible departure of David Shaw. Hired by the Broncos to bolster their scouting and talent evaluation efforts, Shaw has been instrumental in aligning college football and NFL talent to fit head coach Sean Payton's vision. Shaw's resume speaks for itself. His ability to identify and recruit talent that fits Stanford's rigorous academic and athletic requirements is nothing short of elite. But now, the Chicago Bears are knocking on the door, reportedly considering Shaw for their offensive coordinator position. If that move materializes, it would be a major coup for Denver. Shaw has been laying the groundwork for the team's free agency and recruiting strategy all season, making his contributions crucial as the offseason heats up. But that's not all. The Bears are also eyeing Broncos tight ends coach Dean Doy. While Shaw's departure could sting because of his influence on personnel decisions, losing Doy could also have repercussions for Denver's already struggling tight ends unit. Over the past 2 seasons, the Broncos' tight ends room has been one of the worst in the league by nearly every metric. Target shares, receptions, first down conversions, and overall impact all trailed the NFL average. If Doy were to move to Chicago, it would force Denver to not only address the lack of talent at the position, but also find new leadership to guide any players who do arrive. Elsewhere, Chris Banjo, a member of Sean Payton's coaching tree, is being considered for a special teams coordinator position with the Dallas Cowboys and possibly the New York Jets. Meanwhile, quarterbacks coach Davis Webb is generating buzz in league circles, with rumors linking him to the New York Giants. Losing Webb could have major implications, as his impact on Denver's quarterbacks has been widely praised, both for his developmental insights and his ability to foster growth among players. This pattern of other teams poaching Broncos personnel speaks volumes about the quality of the personnel Payton has assembled. However, it raises an uncomfortable question. Can the Broncos maintain their momentum while enduring such a significant turnaround? The loss of Darren Mugi, the team's former assistant general manager who joined the New York Jets, was already a blow to Denver's front office. Mugi's transition to the Jets leaves the Broncos with less continuity as they approach the upcoming draft and free agency period. With Shaw, Doy, Banjo, and Webb all potentially on the move, it appears Denver is struggling to maintain stability at a crucial time.
Looking ahead, these staff departures will add even more pressure on Payton and the remaining Broncos leadership to nail the NFL draft. One of the key narratives already emerging is the Broncos' approach to addressing their roster needs. Daniel Jeremiah's latest mock draft has sparked debate among fans as he projects Denver to select a safety with their first-round pick. While the safety in question boasts elite physical attributes, many in Broncos country feel this would be a misstep. The team already has serviceable players in the secondary, and the consensus is that Denver's biggest needs lie elsewhere, particularly at tight end. Advanced analytics reveal the tight end position as a glaring weakness for the Broncos. In 2023, Denver ranked near the bottom of the league in tight end targets, receptions, and first down conversions. For a Sean Payton-led team, this is almost unthinkable, given his history of developing all-pro caliber players at the position, including Jeremy Shockey, Jimmy Graham, and even Dan Campbell. Payton's ability to maximize the potential of his tight ends has been a hallmark of his coaching career, and it's no secret that he values the position as a cornerstone of his offensive philosophy. Fans are calling for the Broncos to prioritize a top-tier tight end in the draft, with names like Colston Loveland and Tyler Warren circulating as ideal fits. Loveland, in particular, has drawn attention for his potential as a game-changing pass catcher. If Denver can land a player of his caliber, it could transform their offense overnight. However, for that to happen, the Broncos may need to trade up in the draft, a move that would require bold decision-making and potentially sacrificing future assets. Ultimately, Denver finds itself at a crossroads. The upcoming weeks and months will determine whether the Broncos can stabilize their organization and build on Sean Payton's foundation, or whether these coaching and scouting losses will derail their progress. One thing is certain, fans are passionate about the team's direction and eager to see how these stories unfold. So, Broncos country, What do you think? How should Denver address the potential loss of key staff like David Shaw and Dean Doy? And when it comes to the draft, should the team focus on landing an elite tight end, or do you see other positions as more critical? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. In the bigger picture, the Denver Broncos are clearly at a pivotal point in their rebuild under Sean Payton, and the pieces they lose or retain this offseason could determine whether they surge back into contention or continue to tread water in the hyper-competitive AFC West. The looming staff departures are not just inconvenient, they threaten to disrupt the continuity of a team that's still trying to establish its identity. But perhaps there's a silver lining here. The fact that so many Broncos staff members are in high demand speaks volumes about the talent Payton has surrounded himself with. Let's take a closer look at the Shaw situation. David Shaw's role as a scout and evaluator was designed to be integral to Denver's offseason strategy, especially as the team looks to maximize their draft capital. Shaw's past success at Stanford is a testament to his ability to not only find talent, but also to understand how to build teams that succeed under strict parameters. While Shaw's departure for Chicago would undeniably hurt, it underscores one truth about the Broncos: their culture is producing professionals that the rest of the NFL covets. And that culture isn't limited to Shaw. Dean Doy, the Broncos tight ends coach, also finds himself on the Bears' radar. Doy's situation is particularly intriguing because it highlights one of Denver's most pressing roster issues. As previously mentioned, the tight end room is arguably the weakest position group on the team, and it's no coincidence that the coach leading the unit is being interviewed elsewhere. If the Bears end up hiring Doy, it could add even more urgency to the Broncos' efforts to overhaul this position group. What's fascinating here is the timing. The NFL draft is right around the corner, and the Broncos simply cannot afford to miss on their early round picks. While some analysts like Daniel Jeremiah suggest Denver might look at safety early on, most fans and experts agree that investing in a tight end would bring the most immediate value to the team. Sean Payton's track record with tight ends, combined with the Broncos' glaring need at the position, makes this a no-brainer. A player like Colston Loveland could be a cornerstone for years to come, but only if Denver positions itself to draft him. Of course, this strategy depends on how aggressive the Broncos are willing to be. Trading up in the draft is always risky, especially for a team that's still addressing depth issues across the board. However, with the right pick, Denver could not only fill a critical need but also send a strong signal to the league and to its fan base that this team is ready to turn the corner. Meanwhile, the rumors about Davis Webb also raise concerns. Webb, known for his ability to develop quarterbacks, has been a key figure in ensuring the Broncos' young talent has the tools they need to succeed. If the New York Giants manage to lure him away, it could create another void that Denver needs to fill quickly. As it stands, Webb's influence has been instrumental, and his departure would undoubtedly complicate things as the team looks to find consistency at quarterback moving forward. But let's not forget Chris Banjo, another figure who might be on his way out. The Broncos' special teams have been a sore spot in recent years, but Banjo's leadership has been a bright spot. The interest from teams like the Dallas Cowboys and New York Jets only reinforces how much Banjo has brought to the table. If Denver loses him, it may have ripple effects on an area of the team that has already been in flux for far too long. And now, it's over to you, Broncos country. What's your take on all of this? Do you think Denver will weather the storm of these potential staff losses? Should the team focus on a tight end in the draft, or are there other positions that demand more attention? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and stay connected for more updates as the offseason drama unfolds. This is shaping up to be one of the most critical periods in recent Broncos history, and we'll be here to break it all down every step of the way. Let's ride!